Hi guys, it's Ella here, and today we are going to try and make a lamp. So the other day, Total, the resin company that I use, they just released an artist resin and they sent me some to try out. And when I asked how it compared to the resin that I'm already using, they told me that it took a little bit longer to demold. And if you've seen some resin videos, you may have seen the possibility of bending resin before it fully cures, and then it will take the shape of whatever it bends into. A lot of people have made bowls with them. I haven't really dabbled into bending resin because I don't really care for bowls, but I do like a nice lamp. So here's my idea. I got myself this rectangle mold, and I'm going to make my piece in it. They told me that if I demold it in 24 hours, it will still take some more time to harden. So I will demold it a little earlier and then wrap my piece up like this. Like once I demold it, I'm going to wrap it up in a circle, and I'm going to put it in this vase. Here, let me just do it with the mold and show you. I'm going to do this, and yeah. So my final piece will be in here, and hopefully it will take the shape of this circle, of the cylinder, and then hopefully I don't have any trouble removing the piece from the glass. And then this plugs in, so I cannot show you right now, but I have my lamp here, my lamp base here. My piece will go over it. So that's my idea. I don't know if it will work or not. This is the first video that I am doing where I do not know the results to, and so I'm very excited, but let's all learn together and see how this goes. The artist resin is a 1:1 ratio resin. I estimated the amount of resin needed for this mold to be about 40 ounces, so I will be doing 2 layers of resin, about 20 ounces each. My measuring cup doesn't have 10 ounce and 20 ounce, so I estimated each part out. Watching this clip now, I could have just used the calibrated 1:1 measuring lines right next to the lines that I was using. I didn't have any problems with my piece curing though, which means I was good with my measuring, so it's all good. To mix my resin up, I use a silicone spatula. It is not porous, so it helps reduce the bubbles when I'm mixing, and because it's silicone, I can reuse the spatula. I will speed up this mixing clip and cut a lot of it out because I mixed the resin for about 5 to 6 minutes at a slowish pace. I basically mixed the resin up until it was not foggy anymore, and it's mixed up, I will clean the mold with packaging tape, and then I will create my floral design in this first layer. says that we could pour the second layer in 4 hours. I came back in 6 hours, not on purpose, just happens to be 6 hours later. And first I made sure to check that the first layer has gelled. That way my flowers don't float above this second layer. For this second layer, I will be filling the mold all the way up to the top with clear resin. The measuring and mixing process is the same as the first layer, so I will cut that part out and skip right to the good part. And it's been 11 hours since that second layer. This means that it has been about 17 hours since the initial pour. I will demold the piece, roll it up, and put it into the vase. I was told I could demold in 24 hours, but then I would need to let the piece sit a little longer to fully harden. I didn't wait that full 24 hours because I wanted to make sure I can roll this up. And even then, as you can see, this was a huge struggle. I tried to use my heat gun to help loosen the piece a little bit, but honestly, I don't really know if it worked. This piece was just really thick, and I think that's what made it really difficult to roll up. I had to cut a lot of this video out because even sped up, it was like 7 minutes. Eventually, I did get the piece into the vase, so we'll leave it there and check it later. Had expected. I came back 12 hours later to see if the piece was good to go, and the vase broke. I guess this piece just really doesn't want to be a cylinder, and it was exerting a lot of force against the glass to be the rectangle that it was. The glass is also really thin, and from the top view you can just see how much thicker the piece is in comparison to the vase. So maybe the combination of these two just didn't work out. But my piece is quickly flattening back where the glass broke, so I removed this from the vase. It was actually pretty difficult, so without the broken piece, I'm not sure how I would actually get it out of the vase. That is something I would need to think about, but right now I need to focus on keeping this in shape. I had to work quick and I didn't have many options. It was nighttime, so I couldn't even go out and buy another vase, so I just grabbed zip ties. I was going to use one zip tie at the top and one zip tie at the bottom, but the zip ties that I had were too short, so I had to double up and just keep it in the middle. I also grabbed parchment paper to wrap around the piece, thinking it would help not leave any marks from the zip ties. Spoiler alert, it was useless. Both the parchment paper and the zip ties. I will go over why at the end when I share with you what I learned. Couple of days now and we can finally review our cylinder block. I just left it there for 2 to 3 days, and I think the full cure time for this resin is about 5 days or 7 days. So it should be hardened now to the point where it wouldn't go back into the rectangle shape, hopefully. It is also not really like a cylinder because of the zip tie. Unfortunate for the glass. So this is what it looks like. It's a little bit like a teardrop almost. Yeah, so we'll cut the zip tie off, and here's my lamp. I plugged it in this time and very bright. Okay. Okay. So this side is cute. But the zip tie kind of pinched it. Unfortunately, I didn't really have too many options with my broken glass, but yeah. Okay, let's see how this turns out. Okay. Oh, it's hard to see on camera. I'll show you close up. I'm so happy because this is really, really adorable, and I'm gonna turn this off for now. Okay, so I have an update for you because something happened to the piece a week later. I should have expected this, but I was really excited and I was in a hurry to see how it turned out. But basically, the piece did not really hold its shape after some time. Again, I believe the full cure time for my resin is 5 to 7 days, so I should have left it in the cylinder shape for 7 days. I think I unclipped it from the zip tie in 3 or 4 days. So from the side view, it's more like a U now, and it's not the full cylinder, the full circle that it's supposed to be. Basically, my base can just slip right in, instead of when I first clipped the zip tie, the piece just sat right on this base. It probably still makes a cute decor, but it's not the results that I wanted, since this is kind of like 2 pieces, so it's not exactly a lamp in my opinion. So that's my update for you, and I feel like it's only fair to share this with you, because if you were to follow my video, follow my process, and attempt to make this lamp, then end up with a result like this, I would be very upset. That actually leads me to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is what I learned from this project and what I would do differently when I attempt this again, because I know I will make this again. I really like the idea, I had a lot of fun, and it has been an inspiration for myself as well. The first thing I would do is to keep this in the cylinder shape for the whole cure time. So for me, it would be about a week for the resin that I am using. Probably even longer. Second thing is that since this broke my glass, I do think this piece is too thick, at least compared to my glass vase. So the next time I try this, I will make my own mold for it, and I will make the piece thinner. I will probably make it 1/4 inch thick instead of 1/2 inch thick, which is what the thickness of this piece is. A lot of the videos that I've seen from people manipulating their resin pieces to make things like bowls and stuff, they are thinner pieces, so that is probably going to be really helpful, and it will also save me a lot of materials too. Then with my own mold, I can also size it to wrap around nicely around the base. I will get a new glass vase, the same one, and if that thinner piece breaks my vase again, I am not sure what I will use. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know. I actually had to shop around for a vase that will fit the size of this lamp base. If somehow I can hold this into a cylinder without a vase, that would be really nice, because I cannot afford to break that vase every single time. It's just a waste of money and a waste of material. But that's something to think about after the next experiment. If we change too much with each step of the experiment, then we're not going to figure out what works and what doesn't. So yeah, we'll just start with a different mold and a thinner piece. The resin that I used was perfect, so I'm not going to change that. I was actually surprised at how clear it was because I didn't run the resin through the vacuum chamber, and there are virtually no bubbles. So that was awesome, and I didn't have any problems with the curing. I didn't have any problems with the manipulation of the resin. So I will be using this again for the second attempt. Then there are some things that I want to change with the light, but that's on the consumer side. So if I end up creating what I am envisioning, then the light bulb will be provided by the consumer, and I can experiment around with it to get nice results, but that would be a personal preference. So I think that's about it for now. Again, if you have any suggestions for this project, let me know in the comments because I am really determined to make this work. This piece has been a huge motivation and inspiration for myself because I want to do more experimental pieces. Last year I was really focused on markets and I was making about the same pieces all the time because that's my inventory, that's what's in my store. So being able to get back into the experimenting was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed making this lamp as much as I did. Don't forget to like this video if you did and subscribe to my channel for future content. Thank you for watching this video and I will see you next time.